Hello everyone! Today I'm going to show you how to create this radiant animation inside Figma. This animation is simple to create, and you can use it to draw users' attention to certain elements in your design. Let's jump right into Figma. First, create an artboard. You can use whatever size fits you. In this demo, we'll use 1920 by 1080. Let's first create a rectangle of 200 pixels in width and 8 pixels in height, and give it an orange color. This will be a ray. Then duplicate the rectangle by dragging it while holding down the Shift key and the Option key. Make sure there isn't any space between the two rectangles. Fill the second rectangle with black. It will serve as a placeholder. Select the two rectangles and press Shift plus A to add an auto layout. In this auto layout, we'll align the two rectangles to the right, which will be useful later. Now select Frame 1, which is our auto layout group. Hold down the Shift key and the Option key and drag it to create Frame 2, which is a duplicate in the horizontal direction. Right-click Frame 2 and select Flip Horizontal. Select both Frame 1 and Frame 2 and remove any spacing between them. Then group the two frames to create Group 1. Select Group 1 and press Command and D 3 times to create 3 copies. Select each of the new copies one at a time and rotate them 45 degrees, 90 degrees, and 135 degrees respectively. Now we've created the intermediate state of this radiant animation. Hold down the Option key and drag the entire artboard to create a copy of it. We'll now create the beginning state. In the first artboard, remove Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4, and then ungroup Group 1. Next, delete Frame 2. In the beginning states, the orange rectangle will have 0 length and it should be located on the left side of the black placeholder. So let's set the width of Frame 1, which is our auto layout group, from HUD content to fixed, so that when we adjust the length of the orange rectangle, the position of the entire auto layout group will remain the same. Now let's set the length of the orange rectangle to 0. By default, Figma will automatically change 0 to 1. If we really want to use 0, we can actually type 0.001, but we're okay to use the value of 1 here in this demo. Because previously, we've already set up the auto layout and let it align all the elements to the right. The orange rectangle, which now has a width of 1 pixel, is now sitting next to the black placeholder on the left. Now, just like what we did previously, duplicate Frame 1, which is the auto layout group, by dragging it and holding down the Shift key and the Option key. Flip the new copy by right-clicking and selecting Flip Horizontal from the menu. Select both Frame 1 and Frame 2, remove the gap between them, and then group them to create Group 5. Select Group 5 and duplicate it 3 times to create Group 6, Group 7, and Group 8. Because we'll need to leverage the Smart Animate feature in Figma later to create the animation, we'll need to make sure that the corresponding elements have the same layer names. To do that, select all the groups inside this artboard and press Command Shift and R to launch the Rename dialog. Inside the field Rename to, type Group, space, and then press the number button with the down arrow to add a decreasing variable. Since we only need 1 digit in each layer name, we can delete the extra capital N. Press Rename and boom! All of our layers in this artboard will match nicely to those in the other artboard. Next, let's rotate Group 2, Group 3, and Group 4 45 degrees, 90 degrees, and 135 degrees respectively. Now we have the beginning state and the intermediate state. We can now create a transition between these two states. Let's switch to the prototype mode in Figma. Select the first artboard and a node will appear. Drag it and connect it to the second artboard. Inside this pop-up, under Animation, change the value of the drop-down from Instant to Smart Animate and change the easing to Ease In and Out. Close the pop-up and click the play icon on the top right corner. Now if we click the artboard, we should be able to see the orange rays extend outward, which is exactly what we want. Let's go back and click on the link between the two artboards. Inside the pop-up, change the trigger from on-click to after delay. Play the prototype again, and we should be able to see the animation begin automatically after a short delay. Cool. We're now more than halfway through. Let's create and finish the ending state. Hold down the Option key and drag the second artboard to duplicate it. Similar to what we did previously, remove Group 2 to Group 4 and ungroup Group 1. Then get rid of Frame 2. In the ending state, the orange rectangle will have 0 width, and the width of the black placeholder will be 400 pixels. Let's first set Frame 1, which is the auto layout group, to fixed width. Then change the orange rectangle to 0 width. Again, Figma will automatically change it to 1. Because of this, we'll set the width of the black placeholder to 399. Now duplicate Frame 1 to create Frame 2. Flip Frame 2 horizontally and then remove the spacing between Frame 1 and Frame 2. After that, group the two frames to form a new group. Similar to previous steps, press Command+D to duplicate this group 3 times. Then select all the 4 groups in this artboard and press Command, Shift, and R to launch the Rename dialog, and rename all the layers so that they match those in the previous 2 artboards. Now rotate the duplicates 45 degrees, 90 degrees, and 135 degrees respectively. We now connect the intermediate state and the ending state by linking them in Figma's prototype mode. Change the trigger to after delay and set the delay to 0. Again, Figma will change it to 1 mm instead. Now make sure the animation dropdown is set to Smart Animate and the easing to Ease In and Out. Then let's test the animation between the intermediate state and the ending state by clicking the play icon on the top right corner. To replay the animation, we just need to press the R key. Now the animation is working, we just need to remove the black color of the placeholders. To do that, in the design mode, select all 3 artboards. Under Selection Colors on the right panel, set the opacity of the black color to 0. Let's play the prototype again. Perfect. Finally, let's add some text and place it at the center of each artboard. Let's play the prototype again. Excellent. Finally, to loop the animation, we just need to switch to the prototype mode again. Select the third artboard and drag its node to connect it to the first artboard. Set the trigger to after delay and change the delay value to 0. Play the prototype again, and now our animation will repeat. Our radiant animation inside Figma is now completed. and it's a great animation to draw users' attention to certain elements in our design. Do you find this video helpful? If so, please like it or share it with your friends. And don't forget to subscribe. See you next time.